Hey everyone, this is Jackie Geip here, and this video is going to be a quick walkthrough of the teacher log page in Pulse. So you can see I'm logged in and I'm already on the teacher log page. You can click teacher log and it'll take you directly to this page. You can see I've selected a teacher. This should default to your teacher account when you log in. And then you have this drop-down option to select students on your caseload. So I've selected a particular student. You can also see that there's a last entry field right here. This should show the date of the last entry in the teacher log. Right now I'm in the Pulse demo site, so there's a few funky things that go on with it, but this should show the last date that a log was entered into the teacher log. And then you also have two-way. It'll say yes or no if the student has a two-way for this given week. And you can say, you can see that it says no because there isn't a two-way listed for what week are we in February here, the week starting on the 12th. So that's what's available on the left-hand side. If the student has a photo in on the student info page, that will show here. And then on the right-hand side, you have kind of this quick view of the student's data. So you get a 2-week snapshot of the type of communication that's happened. You can see again that this is from the demo, so there isn't any communication so far the past 2 weeks in February, but if there was a Facebook communication on Wednesday, you'd see an F appear right here, a text on Friday, you'd see a T appear here. So 2-week snapshot of communication. You'll also see the rate, progress week to date, and progress required so far at this point in the current week here. So that's the information available to you at the top of the screen here. Then we get into the log, okay? And this is where notes are put in by all staff that interact with this student. You do have the ability to search the log history. So if you're looking for a keyword or you're looking for someone specific, an entry that they've typed in, you can search a name here. You also have a few quick links up at the top here. You've got a COM app view if you want to specifically view only communication that's been sent through the COM app. This particular student does not have the COM app set up, so there's nothing there. There's a quick link to the student information page, so you can click that and go to the student info page for this given student, for Danny. And then if you want to create a new note, a new entry to document something that you a communication maybe that you had with a student, you hit that new button and you get a new log entry window. So it'll automatically fill in the time. You'll select the type of communication, so maybe the student attended the center, and then you type your note in. So I could say something, Danny came in to work on his math class. And actually I'm going to change that to say Algebra 2B class. We know we've got to be specific when we document. And we worked on polynomials or something along those lines, whatever it is. If it's a student response, I would check this. If I had a two-way conversation with Danny, then I would make sure I document properly and select the two-way button. Private message, if you select that, that makes the message or the documentation that you put in viewable only to you and anyone who is an admin within the system. That really was built out for our social workers, so for the most part, you likely will never be checking that private message box. So if I'm happy with my documentation here, I can hit save, and that will show up right in the teacher log. And I can see the date, time that it happened. I can see who documented it, so that was me, what the documentation is, and then the type and whether or not it was two-way. So that's how you add a new note within the teacher log. You also have the option to print the teacher log. So you can click that, select the dates you want it to print documentation from. You can select whether you want it to print everything or only two-way documentation. And then if you do check that, you want to make sure you hit the refresh button so that it pulls up only two ways for that time frame. And then you can hit print. So that's also a resource that's available to you on this teacher log page. And then scrolling down, again, you can see all the documentation that's occurred. Currently it's sorted and it should default to this chronologically. Okay, you do have the ability to sort in different ways. You could sort only two-way and bring that to the top. So if I select it, my no's come up first. If I click it again, my yeses come up. I could sort by contact type if I wanted to, so I have all my attend centers coming up. But again, it's going to be defaulted to chronological order here. And that is your teacher log in a nutshell.